What's up, YouTube? 2LifeCurve here, back with another video. And today we got the day Kylian Mbappé made entire country shiver from number 9. Link will be down below in the description as always. Hey, I see my go Kylian Mbappé. I clicked the video. Not too much to say. Let's get into it. Don't know what this is about, but I'm excited.
A player who absolutely put the fear of God in you. Surely, Argentina.
Look at him, man.
On the 18th of December 2022, the lives of Argentinian football fans never remained the same.
Okay,
because
what
they
this
got
about?
the thing they wanted the most. But they went through the craziest emotional roller coaster before they got to the promised land.
Talk to me.
This was the day that Kylian Mbappé made an entire country
Look at
shiver.
the aura. My GOAT, Kylian Mbappé, man.
Many fans of Lionel Messi and Argentinian football in general saw this as the very last dance. Messi was already 35. He was not going to have a better chance to win the World Cup again, the one trophy that was missing from his cabinet. Messi and his men had started their journey on the wrongest foot, shockingly losing to underdog Saudi Arabia in the opening game of the tournament.
Damn.
But they managed to turn things around, winning their last 2 group games to top their group and make it to the knockout stages. The knockouts weren't easy. They were really tested by Australia in the round of 16.
Let's see this path. Australia, Netherlands, I think. Croatia. Who France beat? England, Poland. Hey, France was going kind of crazy, wasn't? Oh shit.
And then, in the quarterfinals, they were involved in what was perhaps the most violent match in
Damn!
which eventually they were involved in what was perhaps the
Bro
most
said,
violent
boom,
match
he
in
went
World Cup history,
flying.
which eventually had to be settled on penalties. But then they cruised past Croatia in the semis to book a place in the final for the first time since 2014. You see, apart from the fact that it was likely Messi's last final, there was also some pressure on Argentina because they had not won the World Cup in 36 years, and they also had a pretty bad record in finals, having lost all of the last 4 finals they had played before 2021.
Terrible
but
look.
then they managed to break the duck in 2021, winning their first major trophy in 28 years. And they quickly followed it up with the Finalissima, so going into that final they had some hope. But that hope was perhaps a little deflated when they found out that they would be going up against France.
Damn,
now, apart from
Mbappé
the fact that
really
France
struck fear
were
in
the
them.
reigning world champions, Argentina personally did not have a good experience with them. On their way to becoming world champions in 2018, France trampled over Argentina. These two footballing giants met in the round of... France
4-3?
trampled over Argentina. These two...
I mean, 4-3 is not really trampled. But look at Mbappé, man. Sealed the deal. And Pavard was there too? Oh shit, they didn't have a chance.
Footballing giants met in the round of 16, and a teenage Mbappé absolutely ran riot on the South Americans.
He was a teenager.
He scored 2 goals and won a penalty and was very easily the man of the match. 4 years later, Argentina find out that they'll be facing France with a better and now more experienced Mbappé in the biggest game of their lives. Of course, they'll be frightened, but then they had the GOAT on their side. So they went into the game brimming with a lot of hope and positivity. And things got off to the best possible start they could think of. Argentina were on top from the very beginning, peppering Hugo Lloris's goal with shot after shot. And then, in the 23rd minute, Argentina were awarded a penalty for a pretty soft foul from Dembele on Di Maria. Messi stepped up and converted. 1-0 Argentina.
Okay.
But there's really no Argentina final party if Di Maria hasn't scored. He scored in the Olympics final in 2008, the Copa America final in 2021,
that was
and
tough.
now in 2022, he stepped up for his customary final goal in the 36th minute. It was a brilliant sequence of play.
They were
from
up
Argentina,
2-0 and blew
the
it?
former PSG man arrived at the perfect time to get to the end of a beautiful McAllister pass and send the ball past Lloris. 2-0 already in the first half. Argentina were in dreamland. They expected this game to be one of the toughest games of their entire lives, but it was turning out to be a walk in the park for them. At halftime, not only were they 2-0 up, they were in total control of the entire game. They had more possession.
I know at halftime, Mbappé was sitting there looking down at his feet like, yeah, I'm about to fuck these motherfuckers up. Like, it's about to get scary.
And had nullified the Europeans completely. France did not manage to create a single big chance or even attempt a shot throughout the first
They were
half.
getting
Things
clammed.
were so bad in the France camp that Didier Deschamps was forced to make 2 changes even before halftime. He took off Olivier Giroud and Ousmane Dembélé and replaced them with Marcus Thuram and Randal Kolo Muani.
I think I know
He
who
hoped
Thuram
those
is.
changes would help him turn the game around. But when they came out for the second half, things practically remained the same. Argentina continued to pepper France's goal, while simultaneously shutting them down defensively. Lloris was called upon to make saves from shots from De Paul and Alvarez early in the second half, while France still could not hit
That
the
goalkeeper
target.
is the real MVP
At
of
this
this
point,
game.
the defending champions were getting frustrated and it started to show. They started to dive into tackles and commit unnecessary fouls.
Oh yeah, frustrated.
This led to Adrien Rabiot being shown a yellow card just 10 minutes into the second period. But still, nothing changed. At this point, with a 2-goal lead, Argentinian fans started to feel like they could touch the trophy. The coach even started to think about managing the lead, so he took off Di Maria in the 64th minute and brought in Marcos Acuna, a defender. It was obvious what he wanted to do at this point, shut down everywhere and protect the lead. But that soon
went
turned out to be
straight
a
to
very bad decision.
Straight into a defensive
Anyway,
formation.
France also made changes, taking off Griezmann and Theo Hernandez to bring on Coman and Camavinga in the 71st minute. That still didn't have a quick effect on the game. Argentina continued to dominate. They were on cruise mode until they were hit with their first turbulence of the night. In the 79th minute, Mbappé sent a ball through to Kolo Muani, who got in a duel with Nicolas Otamendi. The Frenchman appeared to have outmuscled the Argentine centre-back, and then Otamendi brought him down in the box.
Damn.
Penalty. Who stepped up? Of course it was Kylian. He
Mbappé!
and his teammates had not managed a single shot on target all game, but with just 10 minutes left on the clock, they were offered a shot at redemption. But then, Mbappé was up against a penalty
Come on,
specialist
Mbappé!
in Eni Martinez,
Clutch up!
so it was not going to be easy. Well, indeed it wasn't easy, because Martinez went the right way and even got a hand to the ball, but the shot from Mbappé was so fast and so powerful, it found its way into the back of the net. 80 minutes on the clock. 2-1.
Oh my
Game
gosh.
on. Now, the
And I know that feeling. If you play sports, that's a game changer. That's one of the worst. When you're up like that and some shit happens, that like everybody's looking around like, oh fuck, shit's getting real now. There's always a moment in a close game where it's like that, bro. Especially on a stage like this. Messi going through it. You can see that in his face. He's like, shit, bro. We left the door open.
Argentinians were a little shaken. They had managed to lock France up for the vast majority of the game.
Especially when
but
it happens at the
Otamendi
very
lost his
end.
head for a quick second, and with just their first shot on target of the entire game, Les Bleus were back. Argentinian fans started to bite their nails.
I mean, that
They
motherfucker
showed
like...
defensive solidity in the past, so surely they could hold their slender lead for 10 minutes, right? Wrong. They could not even hold the lead for 1 minute. The very
Bro,
next
what?
minute after France's goal, Messi was robbed in the middle of the pitch by Coman.
Ooh.
And he started a French attack, which ended up with a cute little give and go between Mbappe and Thuram. And boom! Mbappe had produced one of the best goals in a World Cup final. He volleyed the ball beyond Martinez and dragged France back into the game. Peter Drury called him an awesome force of nature.
This is real GOAT shit, man. Oh, and he hit it with his hand too, and it's ooh, that hurts.
And I just couldn't agree more. Surely, at this point, Argentinian fans started to have so many flashbacks.
And I'm not gonna lie, I feel like whenever some shit like that happens, when you blow a lead like that and the tides like change like that, it's almost like you're destined to lose. It's like the momentum shift is so great, it's almost impossible to stop that, bro. It's really hard to.
2018 when Mbappe scored twice and sent them packing, or 2014 when they were in control for so long in the final against Germany, but ended up losing it at the very end.
Oh, they're known for blowing
There
leads
was
too.
not one
Okay.
fan of Lionel Messi or Argentinian football in the world who wasn't shivering at that moment. Yes, Mbappe had been quiet for much of the game, but when he chose to rise, he was the scariest thing ever.
That's what superstars are
After
made
his
of.
81st minute equaliser, the entire nation of Argentina trembled each time Mbappe touched the ball. They were begging for extra time. They had been on top the entire game, and it would be a nightmare if they lost it all in the last 10 minutes. And they very nearly thought they did when Thuram went down in the box. Argentinians had hearts in mouths at that moment. But but the referee had a good view of it, showing Thuram a yellow card for diving.
I know those fans were
But
on
Mbappe
they
didn't
ass.
stop. He kept dribbling, shooting, crossing, driving in, trying to make something happen to win France the game in normal time, but Argentina managed to stand strong. Messi, on the other end, came close to snatching it for Argentina with a shot from outside the box, but Lloris was able to make a brilliant save. So, the game went to extra time, just like it did the last time Argentina were in the World Cup final. To be on top for 80 minutes and then go on to lose your 2-goal lead in just 1 minute was really devastating.
In 1 minute, Mbappe crazy.
Still tried to keep hope alive, but it was obvious that they were now more scared than positive. But in extra time, things returned to normal. Argentina were back to dictating the tempo of the game. They created 2 big chances, but both of them were squandered by Lautaro Martinez, who had come in the 103rd minute for Julian Alvarez. Anyway, no goal was scored in the first half of extra time, but that was simply because they were saving the goals for the second period. Just 3 minutes after the resumption of the second half of extra time, Argentina's captain led by example once again. Lautaro Martinez's shot on target was spilled by Lloris, and Messi was perfectly placed to pounce. Koundé tried to clear the ball from off the line, but he was too late. The ball had already crossed the line. Argentina were back in the lead. Surely they were going to protect their lead this time around.
Yeah, like how did they lose
win
this?
The trophy in extra time, right? Wrong again. Just 8 minutes after Argentina went ahead, they conceded yet another penalty. Mbappe got at the end of a cross from a Coman corner, and he attempted a shot on goal. That shot was blocked by Gonzalo Montiel, but he used his arm, so a penalty was awarded to France.
That's just
2 minutes
unlucky,
to the end of
bro.
extra time, Mbappe stepped up again. Could he score 2 penalties against the specialist Emi Martinez?
Come on, my
Bet
goat.
he could. This time, he sent the goalkeeper the wrong way.
Mbappe!
This was the first time a
Real goat shit
in a World Cup final since 1966. Mbappe had got into the hat-trick in a World Cup
the first time since
final since
1966 somebody in the World Cup final got a hat-trick.
66.
My
Mbappe had got
goat!
into the history books, and he wanted to complete his job by bringing the trophy home as well. So, he kept going. He sent in a cross to Colomwani, but the striker missed the header by a hair's breadth. He also tried to dribble in from the left like he always does, and he very nearly got a clear sight of goal after going past 3 Argentinian players. But Enzo Fernandez was there to produce a very crucial interception, and Paulo Dybala came and cleared the ball as far away as he could. At this point, Argentina was sick of the sight of Mbappe. Anytime he had the ball, the entire country had shivers run down their spine. But before then, there was that moment. Colomwani had the entire world at his feet and the fate of millions in his palms when he found himself through on goal.
One-on-one. How are you going to respond?
Martinez. It looked like there could only be one outcome. The French substitutes were already on the pitch ready to celebrate their back-to-back World Cup win, which was going to be confirmed when Colomwani put the ball in the back of the net. But somehow, unbelievably, inexplicably, unfathomably, Emi Martinez pulled off one of the greatest saves we have ever seen in a World Cup game. Everyone who saw that knew they were watching history. Many French fans were asking why Colomwani did not pass to Mbappe, but Argentinians were happy he didn't.
I mean,
and why Colomwani did not.
Yeah, you gotta go for that, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I guess you could have tried to force a pass right there. But if you fuck up, like, that was a cross to him that got there, right? That wasn't a normal pass.
They were watching history. Many French fans were asking why Colomwani did not.
Yeah, that was a cross to him, so he would have had to try to. Yeah, he probably would have messed that up and sent that motherfucker flying or missed or something. And they had 2 people trying to intercept that, so that was a good shot. He just
passed to him.
See, I feel like if it was me though, with my quick reaction skills, I would have probably like looked that way and kicked that motherfucker back to the left on some shit. You feel me? And like, you know, my expert hand-eye coordination, I might have been able to get that motherfucker in the left pocket type shit on some pool shit. But, you know, not everybody could do that, especially in like the moment like this, so it's understandable. But I mean, going to the right is kind of crazy. I mean, I guess like you're right-footed, but at the same time, it's like he's on the right side. Wouldn't it make more sense to try to get that motherfucker to the left side so he can't have enough space to get to there? I don't know.
To Mbappe, but Argentinians were happy he didn't. Anyway, that was it. These two teams were inseparable in 120 minutes, so the game went to penalties.
Oh,
And guess
man.
who stepped up first for France? Yes,
Mbappé!
Kylian Mbappé.
Set the
Could
tone.
he really put 3 penalties past any Martinez in the same game? You bet he could. He beat Martinez from the spot 3 times in one game. Not many players can boast of this. Anyway, Messi also stepped up first for Argentina, and he converted his penalty as well. But Coman and Tchouaméni missed, while Argentina remained perfect. And that was how they became world champions for the first time in 36 years.
Oh, they won?
Champions of the world!
They had to work for this.
Mbappe, no! I thought he won this one!
Kylian Mbappé made an entire nation shiver from minute 80 to minute 100.
Oh, wait. No, I wasn't paying attention. They won the year before. Okay. Fuck. Okay. I think he did. Okay, because he did say back-to-back. My bad, guys. And in the last, like, Messi documentary video, they said, like, it wasn't up to date, and it said that they lost to France. So I thought this was the one they were talking about. But then in the comments, they said that Messi ended up winning. I didn't realize it was against France. So I thought, yeah, you feel me? I didn't.
20. What a day that was.
Damn.
Guys, is that the greatest final in the history of the World Cup? What do you think? But surely one of the most significant World Cup games in football history is the one which forced FIFA to introduce a new technology into football.
They let you down, my
goat. What really happened in that game? Go check out this video.
I would never.